Welcome traders, I'm Lee Ryder, co-founder of PrimeIQ Labs and creator of the Spiral Guide algorithm. In this slide deck, we're going to talk about what our plans are for the 2024 crypto bull market that we think is kicking off right now. And we're going to look through the lens specifically of Ethereum, what happened last time, how we can apply those lessons going forward. What we're going to learn and what we're going to show you is how we pulled money and why we pulled money out at the end of the last crypto market, the exact signal that we used, and how you can use the same one as well. We're going to show you why we're really excited right now about the total structure of the market, and the potential is, once in a 5-year setup. We're going to show you how you can profit in 2024 and 2025. Now, with all that said, I'm not a financial advisor. These are just my opinions and things that I'm doing and that my company's doing. This is entertainment only, so watch at your own risk. Please consult with your financial advisor when making trading decisions, as it involves substantial risk. So how did we know that the market was over, right? Our first sign is that number one is that our long range trend tool called the Alpha Prime had kind of reached a maximum, but you can't just really know then, right? We don't have a crystal ball. What we did have is the next time that it came up and turned over, the price had risen, right? And you can see that this peak is lower than this peak, and this is moving lower and this is moving higher. This is called divergence. This is one of my favorite things to use in an oscillating tool. So you can go out right now if you want to your favorite indicator that's an oscillator, and you can find divergence. Now, ours just happens to work really well on these longer ranges. And so here we were pretty sure, okay, market's off. Let's start unwinding all the positions we've been accumulating for the past year and a half at that point. So that's a really clear sign. Now you can also see that we had completed a full cycle. So we had the divergence, but like I said, we had also already completed a full cycle. And once we get that signal that it's over, moving past this point is really just getting greedy. Why do you need to try to take a little tiny bit more when you've already literally captured from, 200 up to 4,000? It just doesn't make sense as a trader to do that. So you generally, even well before this point, we're not even participating just because, it's just, it's kind of violating the tool set and what the cycle theory is saying. But yeah, that's kind of how we knew. So another key big indicator and something that we really use here all the time at PrimeIQ Labs is, and it's how, I think most professionals actually find support and resistance, is by using a volume profile. Now, instead of most people are used to seeing the volume down here at the bottom of their chart where they're showing the total volume of that period. But really what's much more valuable is knowing at how much at each price, how much volume was traded. And this gives you a map like this that shows you, the amount of volume that was traded at each price. And more importantly, the lack of, where it's not traded. Those are called vacuum nodes. Very important. And we can get more in depth in that later. It's a little bit outside the scope of this video. But basically what was happening during this second phase, or this confirmation phase, right? Because like we talked about, we already knew that this cycle had completed. We had likely topped out here, but we need to confirm that. And during this confirmation phase, we can see incredibly weak volume, and we're, 2 standard deviations away from the mean now. And so at this point, we just know a mean reversion's coming. This is probably a valid signal. Let's go ahead and get out. So you can use that right now. Go into your trading view and add this indicator, volume profiling. It is amazing. We have some videos on our YouTube, inside of our Discord, as well as training on our website if you're curious about learning that tool more. But I strongly, strongly recommend it, as it's the best thing I have found in my now 15 years of trading for finding accurate support and resistance, because it's kind of like cheating. Okay, so what did we learn, right? What did we learn last cycle? What are we going to do? Well, like I just said, we learned that volume profiles make you like Neo, right? You can see the matrix. So this works on any asset, any market, as long as you have volume data. It's better to have tick data, but that's a different tangential thought. But these general areas, work wonders in identifying where price is going to turn. So learning to use volume profiles, pay attention to them. When price gets outside 1 standard, 2 standard deviations, up into the 3 standard deviation range, which it was the last cycle, it's time to exit, because just mathematically, it really just can't continue. And the next thing is like really pay attention to cycle theory. Just like we know over years of time that the market will go up and down, we also know that from month to month, the price will vary, right? But the real magic of trading and what you should really strive for is how do you make those two in alignment so that you're getting the momentum behind you? This allows you to get the maximum risk to reward, right? Because you can place your stop loss really close, especially when you're using a vacuum profile or a vacuum node in a profile. You can get quite accurate as far as where price will not go. And if it does go there, you are wrong and you want to be out. So it gets you out early. So that's that. So with all that said, I want to show you the setup that we're watching. And this is a secret one. This is one from inside of our pro area, but this is on ETH. And we think it's going to go about 60% over the next 90 to 100 days. And this is why, right? So I have here up on the chart, May, I'm trying to find the date, May, July 2022, which is basically the very bottom of the end of that bull market. And then what we have is called this accumulation phase. Now you can see I talked about it a bit earlier, but the tool, you can see spend some time down this lower region. This is very indicative of a accumulation phase. So that's one. Number two is we're looking at the volume profile over that same period, and you can see how it shapes like a D. This becomes, it's called a normal distribution. Now you probably all see it in the school, like a grade curve. Just imagine it on its side. And what this is showing is that price or value has been found and price discovery needs to ensue, right? And if it's breaking to the upside, that means it needs to revalidate everything here to the left. That's how price discovery works. If you're curious about that, once again, check out our training on our YouTube or our website. We dive into that a bunch. And if you're curious about yourself as a trader, check out AIguidedtrading.com. We have a quiz on there that can show you your trader persona. This is something quite revolutionary our company is doing. And what we found also during coaching these thousands of traders is that all these traders are a bit different, and they're a bit different in the same ways. We found about 9 different trader types that really, once you find out your trader type, the success rate goes way, way up. And you'll be able to execute a lot of these simple things that we're talking about. I'm sure just looking at the screen, you're like, oh, it's so magical, it's so easy. And then going to execute it becomes really difficult. So that's one way that we found to really break through. So I hope that was helpful. Here's that little tip. Be sure to watch out. I think already that I'm recording this and the price is 21.83 when I took this screenshot, but I already got an alert that we're like above 2200 now already. So probably moving in that direction. We'll see the pullback, how far it comes in. I hope that was helpful, y'all, and we will see you on the next one.